Expectation of more. There's a lot of unknown because it is not clear that there was any advanced warning of this. The firefighters in those elevated buckets are dealing with extreme heat and smoke. You see, that's why they're getting down to stay low and obviously to try to see what they can. That's what we're dealing with right now. The situation's been going on for about 40 minutes. If Eric Burse is still with us. Eric, you still on the phone?
Explosion and building collapse. You can see from where I am right now just a big gap between two structures that are both about 4 or 5 stories tall. And some of the neighbors who we was talking to say that they don't think that there was a commercial store or business on the ground floor. They think that that building was, for the most part, apartment homes where people live. And that's why they're very, very concerned about all this. And I can see one side of the building next to it that's been scorched. There appears to be debris on the roof of it. Just a massive scene of devastation here that's just really unimaginable in, again, a very densely populated urban neighborhood here in New York. This is not happening somewhere out in the suburbs. It's a very densely populated area where there would have been a lot of people around on the street.
Ron, we're gonna interrupt you and let you do some more reporting because in the meantime, we've been able to get on the phone. Congressman Charlie Rangel,
Wednesday,
he
March
is
12th,
the dean of the New York
2014.
Congressional Delegation, and also this is his district. This is his area that he knows very
Wisconsin
well.
time.
Congressman, thank you very much for joining us. First of all, what can you tell us about what you know about factually what happened there?
We have no separate information. The entire New York City congressional delegation is concerned about it. It's just reminiscent of 911 when we know something terrible has happened, but we don't have enough facts in order to know why it happened or how it happened. But this area is a very complicated area because after 96th Street, the Metro North trains come from underground and become elevated. So we got these massive railroad tracks running right in this area where the explosion took place. And so I'm satisfied that we have the best fire police department, but it makes getting in there very difficult from what I've heard. But I really feel like you're on the job and someone tells you your house is on fire. And as soon as the vote's over down here in Washington, I will be able to be on the site and to see what comfort I can give to those that have been hurt by this horrific, terrible thing.
Congressman, obviously, you know these neighborhoods very well, and this is in the area of 116th and Park. We've heard our folks on the scene and those who know New York City describe it as a heavily residential area. There are some reports that this may be a building of 4 or 5 stories. What else can you tell us about this immediate neighborhood in Harlem, Congressman?
That is the center of what we call El Barrio, where the Puerto Rican community values birds with people that have come in to enjoy the mainland. And we have a market that's right at that site called La Maqueta. And since the 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, before it closed, it reopened. Every president that was campaigning that came anywhere near New York was be there. As Mayor LaGuardia opened up the food carts and vegetable carts off of the street and gave them stalls in there. And the smell of the food and the meats and the fish and the fresh
wreckage is there and that's left of the building in order to actually do the search.
And Lisa, so far, how many people have you heard have been injured so far?
So far, I'm hearing about 15. Some of them have been taken to Lenox Hill Hospital. And when you see that kind of devastation, let's hope that that number doesn't go higher.
See those firefighters again on the roof. That building must be structurally sound, but what a job. And those guys in the bucket, they've been facing that smoke now for at least 40 minutes. They've been up there.
For a long time. And remember, too, as they're going in, I mean, the search and these kind of situations, how they do the search, it has to be very, very careful because they have to be careful for the firefighters, but even more importantly for the people that they're trying to rescue because whatever remains standing could collapse at any time. So it's really kind of a race against the clock.
This is perhaps happening on one of the most famous thoroughfares in the world, Park Avenue. This is Northern Park Avenue, but Park Avenue and Metro North goes right by this location above ground. All Metro North service, we are told, has been suspended until further notice. And if you see what's happening on the train tracks right in front of this location, you understand why.
Yeah, the debris, I mean, has just, gone everywhere. It almost, you talked about it before, reminiscent of 9/11, the way the debris is scattered everywhere.
Well, and much smaller, of course, but when we looked at that smoky scene on the street, and I was there on September 11th, obviously this is much smaller.
And they're not saying it's terrorism at all. They believe that there was some work being done, some construction work being done on the building.
But I just heard from police sources also, NYPD bomb squad remains on the scene. Now, they haven't given the all clear
That's our
yet.
colleagues at Fox 5, WNYW.
Was it? What's the first thing that you thought of when you heard that sound?
Well, it was very loud. I live very close, less than a block away from the train tracks of the Metro North, which is a loud commuter train. And when I first moved here, I was concerned that I would hear it all the time, but I really don't. And so my apartment is pretty soundproof. However, this was a deafening bang, and I looked immediately outside, fearful that the train that runs adjacent to my apartment had derailed, which is something that did happen over the summer, although not here in Harlem. So I put on shoes, I ran outside, and I saw that thankfully it wasn't the train, but it was a building that was very close to those train tracks that was engulfed in flames.
All right, and